Hi everybody, this is going to be a very quick, very rough video because I want to get it out today before I have to go. I actually won't be at the protest today. I really wanted to be, but I had another commitment. So I wanted to do a little bit of talking about what the moment that we're in matters so much, why tariffs are going to affect all of us in the book industry and beyond. It's going to affect literally everything that we buy. Tariffs are a tax on the purchaser. Tariffs are added to the price of whatever you're buying or eaten by the person who is importing that thing. So when it comes to the price of books, the costs are going to go up at least 10%, if not more, and costs have already been going up. So we've been in a paper shortage since 2019, well, really before 2019, because of consolidation and plant closures. And so that means that paper has already gotten more expensive and the cost of printing has already gone up. And so that's why the price of your books have gone up. Tariffs are going to make that even more hard for us because paper mostly comes from Canada. Even if you're printing in the US is importing paper plants are importing what they need to be able to print your books here in the US. But most books, especially if they are color books, children's picture books, graphic novels, large printings of that favorite romantasy book that you love so much, those are printed in China, India, South Korea, and other places overseas. Practically no exceptions. We do not have the domestic printing capability to print here in the United States for every book, all the books that we publish. We just do not have that printing capability. Even if we said today, okay, we're going to open more printing plants, we're going to open more paper plants, where are you going to get the wood pulp to make that paper? Probably Canada. In addition to all the other things that we are worried about, like Canada is our friend and maybe we should be treating them better. Tariffs are a tax on the consumer. The price of books is going to go up. If you love books, books are political. What do we do right now? Well, if it's April 5th and you're going to go out today and protest, thank you. If it's April 5th and you cannot protest, or if it's another day, there are still things that you can do. Number one is that you can put pressure on your congressional representatives. Call your senator, call your congressperson, and say, use your Article 1 power of the purse. Reclaim it. Congress has the power of the purse, and that includes tariffs. Put pressure on them. Light them up. Light them up. Keep at them. If they don't show up for their town halls, vote them out of office. But this is a much more pressing thing than the next election a year and a half away. Light them up now. And start organizing locally. Start organizing with your Indivisible or your whatever local group that you have to get people together to put group pressure on our representatives to stand up for your rights. Another thing that I want you to know is that there are resources for you to know how to do these things. This is a major, tiny little book. Like it's absolutely tiny, but On Tyranny by Timothy Snyder is a book that I want you to know about. Right now is the moment for us to know what these 20 lessons are. And a major lesson from other authoritarian governments is that we have to practice corporeal politics. That means showing up in person locally. It means contributing to good causes. And it means protecting institutions. I forget exactly where that is, but it's in there. Right now, we are destroying our institutions at a phenomenal rate. The institution that funds libraries, IMLS, has just been destroyed. And we need to also protect our libraries. Bookstores and libraries go hand in hand. I am not rejoicing at the destruction of our libraries, at the destruction of the grants that make a lot of our library systems and services possible, especially for rural areas. I live in a rural area. I don't know what that means for us here in Connecticut, but I do know that a lot of our state services have been cut overall, or will be about to be cut. So we need to protect our libraries, and I need all of us to join together in standing up against this. Another couple of books that will be useful to you are How to Resist Amazon and Why, and How to Protect Bookstores and Why. The lessons in these two books are specific to bookstores, but they also apply to every small business in our communities right now when we're talking about tariffs and when we're talking about all of the ways that they're trying to destroy our communities. The last thing that I'm going to leave you with is that our communities do not run without our immigrants. The mass deportation that is happening right now is both precedented and unprecedented. Precedented in that we've done mass deportation before. And I want you to read books about those mass deportation incidents, such as Operation Slur. It starts with a W, in the 1950s. And this is the 1930s. It was called American Jobs for Real Americans Act. FDR was involved with it. FDR was also involved in the incarceration of Japanese Americans. He did a lot of good for our economy in recovering from the Great Depression, but he deported over 600,000 American citizens of the million Mexican Americans that they deported. Over 600,000 of them were American citizens. They were just swept off the street and sent on a train or over the border to Mexico. I edited this book, All the Stars Denied by Guadalupe Garcia McCall. I highly recommend that you read it. Just to know where we've been. Knowing where we've been is not enough. We have to stand up right now. And if you have the ability to show up in person, please do. If you don't have the ability to show up in person, there are still things that you can do. And that's why I'm pointing you to books like these, because they give us the tools we need to know how to fight. A lot of people are going to tell me that bookstores aren't political and I shouldn't be speaking out about this, but I have been in this work for more than 15 years. I publish diverse books. And my opinion is that if we live in a society, we need to be able to support those in our society with us. There is no one in my town, in my state, whose life is worthless, whose life is dispensable, who can be thrown in a gulag, who can be thrown across a border simply because they were asking for asylum, simply because they wrote an op-ed. You guys need to know that the woman from Tufts, whose name I'm afraid I'm blanking on right now, she is a member of our Kidlit community. She went to Highlights. She is part of our community, but they don't have to be part of our community for us to care about other humans. And I think that the point of a bookstore is to be a third place for everyone in their community. And I want us all to stand up. This is not political to me. This is about doing what's right. And if we live in a democracy and believe in free speech, we've got to do this. We've got to stand up for what's right. I hope you'll join me.